The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
John has literally been shoveling his scrambled eggs into his... Like he's like...
Like he's
It's that
panicking,
bloody
like
cold.
someone's about to
I know,
take
he
it away
dropped a
from him.
massive bit on... You missed your mouth and dropped a massive bit on the floor.
That's not unusual.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Hey, I want
we
to talk.
digress.
I want to talk about it just amazes us because it's a world that we can't be part of, but it's working from home. Oh God, just imagine it.
There's plenty of people in the building who do it because there's some I haven't
Really?
seen
I haven't noticed.
in this office for like weeks until now because like one of the big wigs from Sydney's here and all of a sudden there's a lot of people.
Hey, I was so busy. Look at me.
So people that work from home, you can either work from home
Yes.
or a lot of people will go to a cafe.
Yeah.
Right? So this woman, she thought she would ask the question. People who work from cafes, how many coffees are we having to justify our stay there?
She's talking about the spend. How much is she spending?
Yeah,
So-
how many coffees do you need to buy to not be annoying to the people
That's
that are
right.
there?
To not just be, taking up a table and not bringing anything into
Yeah,
the
you
cafe.
definitely have to buy something.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
So people said, as someone that's worked in a lot of cafes, we generally don't understand why you don't just go to the library. But yeah, at least once an hour. Someone else says about one every 1.5 hours, depending on if you get food at one point. Someone else said about 45 minutes to an hour is a good rule of thumb.
So that's a lot of coffee if you're drinking
So
coffee.
if you have a coffee and then have breakfast, for example,
I think that
gets
buys
you through
you
for
a few hours.
Yeah.
Does it buy you a few hours? Because
I reckon it should.
if I think about this right, it's renting a space. Like there are work zones around Perth that you can rent communal workspaces.
Yeah.
That's more than that. And you're literally using their Wi-Fi, you're using their power.
I think you have to read the room. If it's a busy cafe where there is a lot of turnover, if there's people waiting for a table, you shouldn't be hogging a table if you're not spending any money.
Yeah.
If you finished your food and your coffee and you look up and there's 6 people waiting for a table, get off the table.
Yeah.
But if you look around the room and there's heaps of tables available and you're not taking it away from anybody else that could be spending money, it's not so bad. You're making the place look busy.
You are. Yep.
This one of the comments was, I'm a barista and we generally do not care as long as you buy one. And now that's coming from someone that works at the business. I guess that doesn't come from the person that's owning the business. But so I understand. It's every cafe you go in there and see it.
Oh, yeah, that's the beauty of having a laptop computer.
I wonder what someone has to do to take the piss.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because there would have to be a scenario. There would have to be a cafe where the staff are going, the bloody guys here again.
You've been here
And
for
they're
2000.
taking multiple meetings.
And they're plugging their charger
things in.
Yeah.
There are some people that push the friendship.
Yeah,
and
no
also,
doubt,
don't do Zoom meetings in a cafe because that's rude. You're talking loudly. Nobody else wants to hear your business. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. We want to talk about working from home from a cafe. All right?
Yep.
And if you work in a cafe or own a cafe, we would love to hear your take on this as well.
Yeah.
Have you, is there a customer that comes so regularly and they only spend $4 every time for a whole day's worth of office space? Andrew's in Kelmscott. Hello.
Oh, g'day, guys. How are you?
Hey,
Good, Andrew. What's your take on it?
Yeah, my take. I go to Dome, a local Kelmscott Dome, so I'm sitting in a booth, and we had this guy for about 2-3 weeks, and he's on speaker, linked up to America and Europe, and he was sitting there for 2.5 hours, absolutely taking the piss to the max.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, after the second week, I said, look, can you keep it down? And hence, I was 6'5" standing up. He doesn't go back anymore. But you go to Dome to have a quiet breakfast, read the paper, chill music, and this guy's on speaker doing video link-up business for 2.5. I said, mate, you're taking the piss, dude.
He wanted everybody to know how important he was.
Important business meetings.
Yeah, look, I'm talking to Europe.
Yeah, no, I hope I attract a woman. Is what that was all about.
I'm glad you did that, Andrew.
Just trying to have an early breakfast and chill.
Yeah.
And you're on speaker.
I know.
That's my mum's
so
favourite
cool.
place.
It's to the max.
Yeah, good on you, mate. You got rid of him
Andrew.
in a nutshell.
Kim, hello.
Hi there.
Hey, Kim.
All right, Kim, what's your take on it?
So I used to work in a cafe and this guy came in and he was wanting just a pot of tea, nice and simple. He then asked for the Wi-Fi code, which we didn't give him because it mucked up our Wi-Fi in the shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
He then asked for a PowerPoint. He was like, I need this, I need to call. So he then gave him the PowerPoint. He linked up to a Zoom call in America. Sat with his pot of tea for 4 hours.
What? How much is a pot of tea, Kim? How much is a pot of tea?
At the time, it was $4.50.
Yes.
He then complained loudly that the music was too loud. The customers,
No.
it was so bad. The customers were annoying him. There was too much children. He then went crazy because we refused to refill his pot of tea with hot water. To like rebrew his tea leaves.
Yes.
And I said to him, no, it's not bought anything.
Yes.
He then left us a 1-star review on Google.
Oh, that is rude.
Yeah, to say that we were so horrible to him. Our tea was from a floor. It was literally T2 tea bags, and they were really good. And he was like, it was disgusting. The service beef was disgusting. They didn't have Wi-Fi. Are they in the Stone Age? Like, it was so bad.
I cannot believe. So this guy basically, like, he was acting like you and the cafe moved into his office.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're his
we
personal
were
helpers.
literally inconveniencing him. Yeah, it was so bad. And he came in like really, really charming to start with. He was like, "Oh, girls, how are you?" And like really, really nice. And we were like, "Oh, he's really cool." And then within like 10 minutes, we were like, "Oh, maybe we don't want him in the cafe."
Can I say this is where Google reviews are really dangerous.
That's right.
Because someone like that, and people are so ready to hate on the internet, someone like that with their effed up perspective of what happened because he's acting like he was wronged, do that. They drag your business down. Other people then see it and pile on.
Yeah.
It's
outrageous that you've got no right of reply.
And listen to what he did.
Yeah, exactly. I know, rude. Thanks, Kim. Belinda's in Wembley. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good, Belinda.
Belinda,
We're getting fired up.
Yeah, what's your take on working from cafes?
Well, I'm guilty, and I probably owe my last cafe rent. But then they closed down, and I moved to this local new guy down the road, and I started working there. It was during COVID every day.
I wonder how long does it take for you to close him down too?
Well. We ended up dating and hanging out. And then I fell pregnant, and we now have a little child together.
Up with the cafe owner, and so now you're allowed to stay there as long as you like.
Oh my God,
Melinda, what kind of? So when you turned up on a daily thing, what were you intending to do? How much
She
work?
was working.
No, like how much? Like, so how long did it take for you to catch each other's eyes?
Well, I feel like for me, like he will tell it from his perspective. He's like, that's why you were there every day. But I was like, no, my cafe down the road closed down, so I needed to find a new workspace.
Yes. He thought you were you're coming on to me. Look at you here every day. It's like I don't know where else to go.
So I would get there at 7, like showing up for work, get my coffee, and then I'd be buying lunch and having all my meetings in there.
Oh,
no
really?
way.
You're there for a long time.
Okay, so how long did it take from you frequenting that place and doing work from there to the time where you realised that you two were going to be doing something?
Probably. So I first met him, and then I was back in Canberra for work, and then there was a lockdown from September. When I got back until December, we got together at the Christmas, so 3 months.
Can I just say the amount of people now that are single going, I've never even thought about this.
No, exactly. Hit up my barista.
You just got to look for the hot baristas and settle in and get the clients in there and do your meetings. And
I mean, like a cafe owner, you're going to get coffee for the rest of your life.
Hey, Bella, does he still own the cafe?
He is just about to do a pop-up. He ended up selling the cafe.
Yeah.
That's another long story.
Yeah.
But he's just about to get to launch his pop-up, which will be a van. So stay tuned.
Oh, okay. Let us know what's going on. No one who's part of this love van.
Keep us posted. You want to come and rub it to luck or something?
I know.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Headed our way, comedian Nath Valvo will be here this Friday with his solo show Anyway Back to Me at the Oasis Comedy Club, and then he's going to be doing a couple of gigs around town Friday night and Saturday night as well. Tickets from megatix.com.au. But he joins us now.
Hi, Nath.
Hi, Nath.
Zoom.
Now, let's
morning,
talk about
Perth.
Let's talk about what happened. So, Sean McManus is interesting. Just beforehand, he said to me, "You know what? The only thing I've ever bought online is still those pair of shoes." So he's not really technically in the world, but you're sitting there. You've got a Zoom picture of the background of a beautiful beach destination,
Palm tree.
Yeah,
Sean's
yeah.
walked in and said,
I just walked in, I saw the beach and the palm tree, the wind going through the palm tree, and I thought, man, he's coming to Perth. He'd want to get a rig along. Looks like he's in Fiji at the minute.
No, Sean goes, where is he?
That's what I was thinking. He's in Fiji.
And it looks really windy, and yet your hair's not moving or anything.
And then I said to Sean, Nat and I said to Sean, no, that's Zoom. And then Sean said, did he do that or did we do that? We said, he did it. What are you...
Didn't know I was doing an interview with my dad this morning. What's going on here?
Wonderful behind you.
How big is the font on your phone? Get it out, check. Yeah, how crazy is the font size on parents' phone, by the way? Do you need people in space to read your messages? That is crazy.
Hey, you know what? No. I'm all for it. I need reading glasses, and I had to decide what's worse, having to reach for my glasses to read a text message or just to be at peace with the fact that the boomer font is actually excellent.
You're
and I can't
using
lie.
the boomer font.
I've leaned in. I've got it up to like disability mode on my
Up to blind
on my
people
iPhone.
level. Blind people can see it.
Just do what I do. If I don't have my glasses, I just screenshot it and then enlarge it so that I can see.
Yes. That's a
Or
good
can
idea.
I throw something else in the mix?
quickly.
You always want to be trending, and like, what about? Let's bring back the monocle. It's not as hard to put your glasses on. You just pull it out of your pocket on a chain and whack it on your eye.
Yeah, they
and
were
you
really onto
monopoly it.
something.
Yeah.
But do you know what else I've done recently, which is life-changing? I every now and then I cannot stop looking at other people's phone screens. So even if I don't know you, and we're in a waiting room and you're on your phone, I will be looking at what you're looking at. I just if I'm on a flight. My eyes are darting everywhere. But what you can do now is you can get a screen thing that no one else can see your screen except
Like window things.
It's like
yeah,
a tint, and you can't
okay.
see from an angle. Yeah, no, you know the dirty things those people are up to.
Well, I've got one. So what are you saying?
Draw your own conclusions.
Hey, Nath, what have you found that people have been into when you've just peered over their shoulders looking at their phone?
Oh, do you know what my favourite thing is?
Yeah.
This is happening a lot more because I fly a lot because of gigs.
Yep.
Nothing says dad more than flight tracking the flight that you're sitting on.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And I have seen it at least 3 times now. So I've seen a dad sitting there flight tracking the flight he's sitting on.
Making the most of the free Wi-Fi.
Yes. How much information do you need?
That is insane.
I know.
Who was a celebrity that we had in here that time? And he said that someone had handed him their phone to look at something, and then they had.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, and it was a nude photo.
Guy Sebastian.
Guy Sebastian. So like someone handed me his phone, and then did Guy move one of the
Yeah, I
photos
think he
back
went
or
with
whatever,
one.
and it was this guy at full attention. I'm surprised you haven't seen that on. Have you seen anyone look for dirty pictures on their phones?
Well, no. I mean, this is also why I got the screen protector because, you know, that's how I kill time in a doctor's waiting room is just sending the husband some deep pics. I had to edit myself then.
Well, you can't sit there and watch
It's just resting on a 1982 woman's day.
I mean, those are terrible. They're all hairy. Times have changed.
Now, Nath, getting back to the reason why you've got the palm tree up in the background, it looks like you're in Fiji. Windy conditions.
Yes.
Why have you put that cover up? Give us a rundown.
Now, listen, I know Perth had a very different experience to Melbourne in a little time we call COVID.
Yes,
and I hate to bring that up, but...
We're fine with it. We're out and about.
Yeah, because you were out having orgies and all sorts of stuff while we were...
spitting in each other's mouths. It was fun.
Well, we were seeing one person a year. I did so many Zoom gigs to pay the bills. So I was doing like comedy spots for accounting firms and all this kind of stuff.
good
Oh
times.
my god!
It was, can I tell you, the worst heckle I've ever had in my career. During COVID once I did an online Zoom comedy gig where everyone was watching from their own house.
Yeah.
And so on my screen, I could see like 20 people in a grid, like the Brady Bunch, watching, and a lady's cat fell asleep.
You got to do more cat-related gags. Nate. That's
It's not someone yelling out, "You're not funny" or "Get a job" or whatever. It was a cat falling asleep on someone's lap during a Zoom gig. I mean, that makes you question your life's choices, let me tell you that. But anywho, during those gigs, I noticed we rent in a house that's all grey and white, and all the walls are so boring and awful, and it looks like I am in a waiting room or I'm in hospital or something. So I had to give it some showbiz jazz. I went with Tropical Beach.
Hey, Boomer, have you worked out how you could turn that off so we can see
so we can appreciate the grey wall.
asylum?
Love, thank you for... Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
Okay, yeah.
Look, it does look like a waiting room.
It's very official.
It does look like a waiting
It
room.
looks like there's a
waiting
row of
room.
chairs behind you.
I've got this fake plant from Kmart.
Do you have a fake plant?
Yeah, well, they don't die.
I know,
Well,
but
you're
like,
travelling all the time.
Are we
Of course,
okay?
he's in Fiji now. I mean, he's
Yeah.
never going to be able to water the bastard.
have we moved into a zone where people are cool? Because remember, you weren't allowed to have them
Fake
before.
plants have gotten better than they used to be,
Okay.
for starters.
I can't tell the difference now. So why on earth would you get a real one? Because it's insane. It's like, so where's this going to die?
Yeah.
Getting a real
Ever think
plant
about
is
having
like,
children, or
I think medically and scientifically quite hard. The way we do it anyway. But listen,
Yes.
I feel like getting real plants is the same as buying salads or vegetables from the supermarket. You're going to throw them out eventually. You're never actually going to have them.
Yeah,
so
you're
just
right.
get fake ones.
Yeah, the amount of bags of carrots I've thrown out because
that's true.
I always think I need carrots and I never use them. So then
Just buy one single carrot, Nathan.
But
Be that guy.
by the time I throw them out, you can like literally bend them around to make a circle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's because they're so cheap. I'm with you. I'm always grabbing the $1.80 carrot bag. But the big one for me is spinach. I'm always like, you know what, guys?
Yeah.
You know what?
This week.
I'm actually going to eat spinach. It's really good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the kilo packet of spinach.
A lot of spinach.
Because this is going to look lovely in my bin in 5 days.
There's no question.
How many times have you pulled the spinach out? Because if you don't watch it for a while, that turns into sludge really
It really
quickly.
does.
Like, really quickly.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
A couple of carrots I pulled out yesterday were sweaty.
Were they?
Yeah.
They've been working
Anyway,
out.
we had them.
What have we been doing with them?
Wow. Guys, what time are we on? Is this live?
Yeah,
it's live, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. People are used to it.
It's something like a bit of sweaty
20
carrot
years,
talk.
Dave. 20 years of this.
15 in the morning. Well, Nath, we're looking forward to the fact that you're coming to Perth.
Yeah.
Yes, I
It's been a
can't
while,
wait.
Hasn't it? When were you last here?
I honestly haven't done comedy there in probably, 4 years?
What happened last time that put you off for 4 years?
Your show.
So wait, they're 2020 because that was
We've heard that.
pre-COVID.
We've heard that.
COVID
Yeah,
year?
it was just before.
Just
it was
before
just before.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the last plane out. So
Should have stayed, to be honest.
to be honest, I think I
To
should
go,
have.
to go and sit in that grey room. Oh, thank God you got
Yeah,
home.
great move.
Be rejected by a cat.
So it's been a while. I quite a lot to say.
Yeah, well,
So,
I'm
yes.
just letting you know, comedy is over here. It's changed, so good luck.
Oh, in what way?
Don't
What?
tell him.
We got no
We
time.
gotta
The
go.
interview's over. Anyway.
Go and see Nate's show anyway. Back to me. He is great. I have seen him a number of times.
Until comedy changed. Now it's a
That's
bit
true.
weird.
There's only
People
a
won't
few.
get it.
So you're doing your solo show at Oasis Comedy Club on Friday night. There's only a few tickets left for that, and then you're headlining a couple of group
Yes.
gigs as well. So one at
Yes.
Seasonal Brewing Co in Maylands on Friday night.
That's my area.
And Oasis Comedy Club on Saturday night as well. So you're a busy man.
Come on down, BYO Carrots. We're going to have a lovely time.
BYO carrots.
Just
on you,
the
Nate.
sweaty
Actually,
ones.
you can just someone take a bag of carrots, just hold them up mid-performance.
That's right. Tickets from megatix.com.au. It's always a pleasure. Get back to Fiji now. Thanks, Nate.
Good on you,
Valvo.
Nate. Sun yourself,
Love you.
mate.
Cheers.
Bye.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ali, don't take this as an insult. You're having a really hot girl pregnancy. She gets
You
insulted
look
by
lovely this
compliments.
morning.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, you are. And the second question, when you read things like donuts, does that get your cravings started? What are you craving now? Where are we
Okay,
at
well,
now?
you obviously know I can't eat anything.
Yes, I know.
Because
Yeah.
I've got this condition, gestational diabetes. But my latest craving is sliced cheese. So like a sliced cheese from a big block, and it has to be like almost.
So
like
not craft singles you're
no,
talking
no.
about.
Oh my God, no! It
No.
needs to be like authentically sliced, like on a bias. So there's one end has like a little thin bit. I love the little thin bit. Oh, and then I love the thick bit at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Oh, we all love the thick bit at the
all do,
bottom.
Anyway,
So wait there, can I just say, okay, so you're telling me that you can taste the difference of the little thin bit?
Yes. Oh my God, it just makes it so much more like treaty. You know, I don't want a thick piece of cheese all the way around. It's like so much chewing.
you're not an animal.
Chewing. It's not that
you know.
much.
Hey, how many people right now, if you're listening and you during your pregnancy had a specific craving, not just like
yes,
cheese.
Don't say pickles.
Amy, Ali needs hers to be cut on the bias.
Yes.
Amy, did you have any?
Oh,
You just ate hummus and stuff. Oh,
not
she
really.
was
I
like
think
carrot
I
sticks.
became a sweet tooth, so like just lollies.
but nothing specific
But
like.
nothing
all the
specific
things
like
Ali
that.
can't
That's
eat.
awesome. I
Nice.
love
Thanks
that.
for bringing it
Why
up.
would you wait? I know it's a craving at the moment, but how do you waste your life with blocks of cheese?
What do you mean?
We're in a world where we get grated cheese and we can get sliced cheese. Why would you waste
She's being controlled by the baby. This isn't her.
No,
Actually,
totally get
do you
the
know that they
craving.
put stuff on grated cheese
They
to
do,
stop it from
to
congealing?
stabilise it.
So it's not. If you look at the ingredients on pre-grated cheese, there's added
She's
things to
right.
it. So that I'm a pioneer woman now grating my own cheese. I really have been taken back to the day.
She's working on the van.
Lives in a log cabin.
If anyone's listening right now that
She's
had
going to have another 10 babies,
if anyone's listening right now that had a real specific craving, like Ali needs the cheese cut on the bias.
Thin at the top, thick at the bottom.
Yeah,
As
let us
they
know
say.
13 24 10. Or is Ali just mental?
I mean, it doesn't have to be either or. True, both can exist. So Ellie just told us that she's with child. We know that, right?
Yes,
Heavily
yes,
with
yes.
child now. And
The child's going to be the future of the world, I think.
her craving,
Saviour.
she can't have anything sweet because of gestational diabetes. So she likes basically a thin wedge of cheese. It
Yeah.
has to be freshly sliced
On
from
the
the
bias.
block, on the bias, and where it is very thin at the top and thicker at the bottom.
I've heard
very
of
specific.
I've heard of pregnancy things, but I've never heard of such specific. Oh, I can't say that word.
Specificity.
Specificity. What?
You can't say that.
Specificity.
Specificity.
Nope.
Specificity.
Close.
Specific.
Schnitzel.
Specificity.
Particular.
Specificity.
Yeah.
Specificity.
Yeah, you got it the 18th time.
Harry cut all that out. Specificity.
Sarah's in Rockingham.
Still
Hello.
sounds wrong.
Good morning.
Hi, Sarah. So you have been through the pregnancy craving thing.
A lot of times, actually.
Oh, okay.
How many
did you bang out?
times?
Yeah, how many, Sarah?
5.
Well done. My mum
Sweetheart.
had 5.
And
fair effort.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Yeah.
Good number.
So, okay, Ali needs cheese cut off the block on the bias. and the yummiest part is the thin bit.
although she does enjoy the thick bit, but
she
she
loves
doesn't
the
want
thick
the
bit.
whole thick bit. You know what I mean?
What do you got for us?
When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had a craving for cheesels and Ribena,
Together.
but together they had to be at exactly the same time. And I had to have one cheesel, one sip of Ribena. I couldn't have 2 cheesels.
So
all
you'd
about
have a
balance.
cheesel and then a Ribena, like,
Sip.
Yeah. And then a cheesel. And
Yeah.
so the Ribena and the cheesel would meet in your mouth.
Exactly. But it only could be one cheesel and it could only be one sip of Ribena.
That's
I
very...
couldn't double
So
up.
a cheesel and a
very
Ribena
specific.
chaser.
Yeah.
I love it,
So
Sarah.
what was it? Was it the... Okay, so a cheesel is salty
And cheesy.
and the Ribena is...
Ribena.
Ribena.
Blackberry. Is it blackberry? Is that what it is? What sort of
yeah,
berries are
blackberry.
they?
Yeah,
Ribena berries. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, what
Yep.
are those babies
They're full of
doing
sugar.
to you?
It's full of
Poor
sugar.
ladies.
No. Extraordinary.
It's insane.
Thanks,
It's nice,
Sarah. Rowie, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Robbie.
Robbie.
Okay, now did you have a specific craving?
Yes, mine was olives. I'd never eaten an olive in my life. And then I had one olive at a barbecue, and then I just demolished the bowl and the jar that they had. I just couldn't stop eating them. I loved them.
Okay, so did that then open your door to a love of olives after the baby?
Yes. Absolutely. I now absolutely love olives.
But then is it
Babies
the
are-
soury type of stuff that you can suck on?
What is it?
Hey?
You know, you get that quite sour at times. You know, you get a bit...
I've always got to have a calamari. I love a calamari, but I think it was because I needed the salt, because I used to get the worst leg cramps. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
and-
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because they're brine.
Think
Yeah.
about it. What are babies doing in there?
I know.
Like, I feel like a baby's just in there just pressing buttons.
I know.
Pressing buttons, changing things, and like it doesn't ask you. And then
the
next minute
baby's
you
never
love
had an
olives.
olive. So how does it know it
Oh,
wants
because
one?
it doesn't know. It's in there. It doesn't know. It's just pressing things. Like, what does this do?
Yeah.
And so, suddenly Mum loves olives.
And then it comes out and doesn't want to eat any of those things. What's the
know.
people do? It's bizarre.
Oh, God, they're high maintenance
guys.
babies.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.